TIFU by giving back panties to my girlfriend, except they weren't hers.
I recently found panties in my bedroom. I have been dating this girl for about 5 months, so I assumed they were hers. I cleaned them with my clothes and put them away. This morning, as she was leaving my place, she complained that she didn't have time to go home before going to school and, hence, would have to wear the same panties. Suddenly, I remember the ones I found and say, "Hey, actually, I have a pair of your panties laying around." However, when I brought them out, her reaction was not what I anticipated. "Those aren't mine," she said.
I have no idea where they came from. They must be from months ago, before I started dating her, and I just found them, I guess. I told the same thing to her, but she didn't seem convinced, and there was a bit of tension as she left my place this morning. Boys, if you find panties in your home, just throw them away. It's not worth the risk. TLDR, I thought I found my girlfriend's panties in my room. And I tried to give them back to her. They weren't her panties.
I was cleaning my room once and found a necklace behind my bed. So I texted a picture of it to my GF at the time saying that I found her necklace. I got the same response: it wasn't hers. The only other girl that had been in my house for like a year was my friend's GF, who was also my neighbor, that came to take care of my dog one weekend. Reached out to friend's GF and she confirmed that it was hers. That is how I found out my friend and his GF had sex on my bed while I was away. I will throw out all my wife's panties, I suppose.
Maybe this should turn into a trashy version of Cinderella where all the local girls see if the panties fit.
Similar thing happened to me not a long time ago. My husband or me, I don't remember which one, found men's underwear, and we are sure it's not his because it's completely different style, looking like something a child would wear but in larger size. At first our only explanation was it's my brother's who stayed with us for a few nights and is much younger than me, but he said it's not. We forgot about it, and a few weeks later, here they are again on our balcony. I threw them in the trash even though I was sure I did it the first time. Waiting to see if they pop up again. So, my wife found a bra in our room that wasn't hers right after she got home from having surgery and was in the hospital for about a week. She initially thought I had been fooling around, except I didn't know where they came from and was making jokes about it. Eventually found out that my sister had been given a bunch of clothes from a friend while our kids were at her house, and they all got dumped over, and one of the kids must have gotten it mixed in with their clothes before coming home. The size matched up and everything. I wasn't worried because I hadn't done anything, but the wife didn't believe me at first. Probably was still suspicious after she found out where they came from.
Don't panic and make a big deal about it, because it seems more dishonest that way. Just shrug and go on. You honestly thought they were hers, and were trying to be a good boyfriend. It's really not your fault if she doesn't see and understand that. And you should definitely explain that to her. Learned that a long time ago. My ex had a couple things left over at my place which somehow got mixed into my clothes when I was doing laundry. There was a woman's shirt and shorts that I thought were my current girlfriend's at the time. I gave them to her and she goes, "They're not mine." I told her it was probably my ex's, and she thought it was strange that I would still have them since I broke up with her months ago. It was a mess. She left my place because we were still kinda new and she thought that I was still hanging out with my ex. I learned that if there's women's clothing that you're not sure of, either toss them or hide them somewhere until someone is specifically looking for them. This happened to me while my boyfriend was cleaning his place. And I can understand your GF's feelings. It's one thing to know about one's relationship history, and another to hold the relics of past lovers in your hands. My ex-boyfriend did the same once. I knew he would never, but the sheer confusion on his face sold it for me. Try to talk to her about it again and explain yourself, but don't make a big deal out of it. I teased him about it for months, so maybe prepare for that lol. Just admit they are yours. My girlfriend and I have been dating 5 years. Live together. Dog. Cat. She's the one. Anyways, we don't have a washing machine, so we always head to the laundromat. Well, one time I had loaded all the clothes in my car and some had fallen out. Grabbed what I could and didn't think anything of it. Few weeks go by and we're on a road trip. I see there are a pair of panties under my seat. Thinking they're my girlfriend's that must have fallen out while doing laundry. I grab them and throw them at her like, haha, underwear in the car. Your clothes are everywhere. They weren't hers. And I shit you not, my mouth just fell open. I tried to explain the situation and it just sounded so bad. Haha, she wasn't upset, but goddamn was that awkward. Oh boy. One time I did this with my wife. But just tossed the panties in the wash. And she came back a day later and asked whose they were. We had some friends over the previous weekend who apparently got a little frisky in the basement. All worked out in the end. Your situation is a bit different. But she should really understand it isn't an issue. Dude. To give you some relief. This happened to me like thrice in my 10-year relationship with 8 years of marriage. My wife would finds random pieces of clothing and brings them over to me and says, "Whose are those?" And I am genuinely like, WTF? IDK. She never 100% believed me. I, to this day, have no clue how these clothing items randomly spawn in our apartment flat. This post brought back memories. I was stopped by the police while driving around in my father's truck with friends during the mid-70s. We were smoking weed and listening to Black Sabbath. The cop smelled the weed, so he made us get out of the truck so he could search it. I wasn't worried because we had smoked everything. The cop ended the search by looking behind the bench seat. He pulled out a big brown paper bag that I had no idea was there. He had a big smile on his face because he thought he had found our stash. He opened it up and pulled out a pair of sexy panties and a bra. The look on his face was priceless. We were in shock and started laughing at him. He was pissed but ended up letting us go with a warning. I never asked my father about the panties and bra. This kind of happened to me and my boyfriend, just that I found the panties. Thankfully quiet, dusted and long forgotten in a corner. So I knew they were from his former girlfriend and have not been touched for more than a year. But it was not a nice feeling anyway. Give her some time, hopefully she will seek a clearing talk with you soon and put this out of the way. And if this is ever to happen again, just toss it. Saves you a lot of problems in the long run. When using a dorm washer, dryer, I once found a pair of underwear that I thought was mine and went to put it away and they were already in my drawer. I threw them both out to be safe. Joke's on you, my room has been free of all panties since the house was built. Ugly sobbing. Rip your sex life with her. Been there. Best guess is that they were in the washer when I loaded my laundry and came along for the ride. Awkward AF. But totally innocent. Somewhere on the internet his girlfriend is making a post titled, "You won't believe what my idiot boyfriend did." Quote.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.